It's Friday, July 1st in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with another 3 picks in the MLB that we love for this Friday slate. Hopefully we can start off July with a bang. We got a favorite first 5 run line. We got a favorite player prop. We got a favorite no run first inning coming your guys' way.
Hey, Austin, how about these guys go down? And if you're not already subscribed, how about we start the month of July with some subscribers? We're really trying to grind our way to 35,000. You guys have been really inching us towards that goal. We appreciate that. But if you are new and haven't hit it yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, and let's recap yesterday, our third straight winning day. Mariners clutched it up, -1.5. It had to sweat that one out if you were watching that. Luckily, we were not, as we were on the East Coast, and we are not staying up to watch that game. The NRFI cashes. We picked the NRFI, and what an 18-run game, and it cashes. I don't remember how many runs there were, but good Lord. Thank you, Ian Anderson, for your 3 outs and then saying, I'm out of here. I forgot how to pitch. Brandon Drury goes 0 for 4, but you know what makes up for it? Parlay of the day, cash in Mariners -1.5. Pirates not only win the first 5 outright, they also win the whole game as I kind of expected. They cash in the parlay. And as I promised yesterday for you guys that we would do a recap of the month of June. You know, if you've been watching our videos day in and day out, we had a bad run in there, but you can see still profitable in the month. You know, player props, we've been down, so might have to swear off player props for a while. Money line and running game picks, you know, those are pretty decent, making a little bit. Not much you can do about that. And then NRFIs, look at NRFI Nation waving the flags all month long, 19-8. We had some get rained out, so that's why we don't have exactly 30 for the every day of June. But still a very good day overall, Logan. I'm happy for it. I'm sorry I've been screwing us on the sweeps, but we're going to get a sweep today. And I forgot to put our season record. We normally put it up at the bottom of the screen because I'll be checking back on August 1st and recapping then. But Logan, what do you got for the people today? You have been on a pretty good run. I'm curious what you got.
Yeah, let's keep the run going. And you know what? During this run, we're trusting, good teams against bad ones, right? This time I'm trusting a great team, especially a great team at home. I'm taking the Mets -0.5 in the first 5 innings versus the Rangers. Currently -132 odds on FanDuel, as Austin's pulling up right here. Not a ton of books have this line out yet, but just be patient. Your book will probably have it eventually. It's probably be in that -130-ish, -140 range. So it is a little bit on the juice side, but I will pay the juice at -132 because I think it's worth it, right? To not have to sweat bullpens. I'm so tired of doing that, right? We got Chris Bassett pitching for the Mets today. 3.16 ERA at home this season. Really solid numbers. I mean, it's hard to find faults in Bassett's game. And Texas's offense, 19th in OPS on the road. And you know what? That's actually inflated because in their series versus Kansas City, they had 2 road games where they scored like 10 and 8 runs. So, I mean, those numbers are up. So you can see Texas is really anything but consistent on the road as far as hitting. And I pulled some of their hitters, splits versus Bassett, because I have seen him before. Semien 0 for 3. Love to see that. Lowe 0 for 9. Seager 0 for 3. Adolis Garcia 0 for 11. All versus Chris Bassett. That's a lot of zeros. That's a lot of goose eggs. And that is exactly what I want in the first inning of this one. Bassett's a solid pitcher. He's really hard to face until you really figure him out. So I'm hoping these Texas hitters don't figure him out too early, and we should be good on that side. Now, on the other side, we've got Glenn Otto pitching for the Rangers. 5.31 ERA and a 1.51 whip this season. Look, that ERA is high, and that whip, that's not a good whip at all. You want that number to be as close to 1 or below as possible. And he's just been a little bit erratic. In his most recent start, he only went 2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, and a 4.5 whip. And that was a home game versus the Washington Nationals. Look, Mets, I'll take the Mets bats any day of the week over the Nationals. And I think, they're a lot better offense. They should be able to expose Glenn Otto a little bit. The Mets, 7th best batting average at home. They're 4th in runs, 7th in hits this year. This is a good offense. This is a top 5 offense. Just hope they can play like it today. Also, one of my old stats that I'm bringing back, right? Batting average of balls in play. The New York Mets, 9th in batting average of balls in play. It's a 302 average. I love teams that can put the ball in play. Like, honestly, it's hard to do, these days. A lot of these hitters, I hate watching teams that swing for the fence or bust. That's not the New York Mets. The Mets got a runner in scoring position, 2 outs. They're going to try their hardest to get that run home, and that's exactly what we need. They've got hitters like Jeff McNeil, hitting 339 in June. Hitters like McNeil that just put the ball in play and get us timely hitting. And I think in the first 5, they will definitely have a 1-run lead for us. And that's what we need to cash this bet. I'm rolling with the Mets today to keep the hot streak alive. I think they get it done for us. But Austin, what do you got for a pick today?
So Logan, like I said, player props have been an ultimate fade. But as the kids say, I am due a winner. So today I am going James Caprillion, however you pronounce his name, taking this under 4.5 strikeouts, minus 115 on Barstool Sportsbook. So we see a couple different books at different lines, minus 119 on Caesars. You see FanDuel a little bit more juiced. I know PrizePicks is at 3.5, probably would avoid it at that line because that's a big difference going from 4.5 to 3.5 Ks. Now, why are we fading him today? Well, we faded him before this year and he treated us very nicely, and that's what we're asking for out of him today. Now, in his 11 starts this season, he's under this line at 8 of them. So that's pretty solid. We look at the teams that he hit the over against. He had 7 and 6 Ks versus the Minnesota Twins, having their number. And then he did have 7 Ks versus the Mariners, who he will see again today. Now, he has pitched against the Mariners twice, once at home for the Athletics and once on the road. The one time on the road, which is where he will be today on the road in Seattle, he did only have 3 Ks. So we want a duplicate performance, hopefully even worse than that. Look, he owns a 15.8% strikeout percentage. If you don't know what that means, or you're like, is that a good or bad number? I'll let you know. That's not very good. In fact, he enters with the 9th percentile K percentage, which the lower the number, the worse. 13th percentile chase rate and an 18th percentile whiff percentage. This guy's just not getting guys to swing and miss the ball, and there's not a lot of guys that are just going to stand there and look at it, go through the zone. So he's really struggled to kind of get strikeouts. And we look at his last 3 starts, he's been walking a lot of guys too. He's had 4, 2, and 6 walks in his last 3 starts. That's 12 batters walked just in the last 18 innings. Not very good for him, and that's fine with us. I would love a walk. I would love that. We can run up his pitch count, get him out of the game before he faces a ton of batters. Look at the Mariners, kind of middle of the pack strikeout team. They are better at home, which is good because they're at home today. They're not necessarily a team that strikes out the least in the MLB. They're not going to strike out the most, hopefully, today. He's also going to let's look at Caprillion. Who's he going to match up against? He's likely going to see a lot of lefties, which he's currently allowing a 275 batting average. Currently, if you look at they were probably without Ty France, one of their better hitters, the Mariners, but they have 3 righties, and then the rest of their guys are either lefties or switch hitters. And if they see, Caprillion kind of struggles versus lefties, I imagine they're going to go up to the plate hitting left. So I think we'll see the Mariners probably trot out a lot of left-handed batters today. The Mariners just did see him 10 days ago when he did strike them out 7 times. So I do kind of like this as a one that you just saw him a week and a half ago. You're kind of going to know his pitches, and I think they're going to hit a little bit better today. So as my player prop of the day, we're taking his under 4.5 strikeouts, minus 115 on Barstool Sportsbook. Man, oh man, I need a casher for a player prop, or else I don't know what I'm going to do. But it's July. It's a new month, so we're due a winner. Now, Logan, you know what time it is, man. I don't need to tell people, but grab out those flags for your COS All-Star. Wave them. It's NRFI Nation time, and we need to cash out because we had cashed out all of June. Let's keep that momentum, and we're going to stay in that same game. Go A's Mariners, NRFI, minus 111 on FanDuel Sportsbook. There's a couple different ones. Maybe Logan can mention them at the end, but we really like this one. As you can see, we got minus 111 on FanDuel, and then really differing values. Always DraftKings always has the most juice. That's what they do. But let's talk about this one. On the mound, I'll save Logan some time to talk about Mr. Caprillion, but we got Gonzalez on the mound trotting out there for the Mariners. 11-4 on no one for innings. Pretty solid. This is the guy that has NRFI twice versus Oakland Athletics. So obviously he'll be facing today. And we look at Oakland, 18th in first inning runs. Not an offense we're necessarily too scared about. They obviously put up 6 runs yesterday, really making us sweat our cover for the Mariners. But the fact that they put up 6 runs, I don't know if they can duplicate that today. So I think Gonzalez can get us those first 3 outs. What about the next guy, Logan?
It's who you already mentioned, right? James Caprillion. And he's been great in the no-run first inning portion. 10-1 on NRFIs this year. That's kind of blew my mind a little bit. Seattle, 15th in first inning runs, so middle of the pack offensively in the first inning at least. Caprillion also did NRFI twice versus Seattle already. You mentioned he faced them. Yeah, he faced them and he NRFI'd against them. Like to see that for evidence, right? I watched Seattle yesterday, have bases loaded yesterday, and only get 1 run in the first inning. So they did Yerfie yesterday, for us, and they got that 1 run, which was important for the cover run. But man, the Seattle Mariners are such an inefficient team at scoring runs. If you know, if you've watched them, you've watched them. They should have had a lot more runs in the first inning than they did. They only got 1. So I really do like this pick, just kind of trusting that they're going to fall back down to normal. I told you guys, they leave a lot of stranded base runners. So the over-under set to 8. Clearly, they're not expecting either of these pitchers to just completely lay a dud. Hopefully not, right? No Ian Anderson type performance. Oh, Ian Anderson in the first inning. How about that? But I'll go ahead and take that today. I really do like this one for NRFI. Honestly, Austin, I don't like any of the other ones on the slate. I kind of think it's this one or bust. Maybe you go Garrett Cole, Savali in the Guardians Yankees game, but I still don't love that one just because of the firepower and that ballpark is very favorable to home runs. So hopefully, Nerfy Nation, we start July on the same note that we ended June with. Flying the flags.
I would love that. I think we've cashed 3 in a row, so hopefully we can make that 4 and go for our 4th straight winning day. That would be absolutely lovely. Now, yeah, like there are some other ones, like the Brewers Pirates isn't terrible, but Corbin Burns is always involved in a Yerfie. It's not normally him giving up the run, but Contreras, or however you pronounce the Pirate starter. Plus, those teams both are swinging for the fences. They are either grounding out or hitting a homer. So we're not messing with that one. Plus, that's juice too, because it's a Corbin Burns Nerfie. So A's Mariners, what we're going with, -111 on FanDuel. As always, we're going to tell you the parlay of the day. If you listen in all the way to the end of the video, you're 10 minutes and 25 seconds in. Today's parlay is Cardinals first 5 run line, -0.5. We're taking the Dodgers, -1.5. Going a little bit of value to start this July off. We appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. We won't be taking any days off, so you'll see you guys again Saturday morning. Those are our 3 picks of the day. Let us know your favorite picks down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.